This is a 10th class chemistry, and it may be used for ISC board, CBSE board, or any state board also. So first of all, we should know the charges and valencies. What are the charges, valencies? So all these elements, they have plus 1 charge. All these elements will have plus 2 charge. All these elements will have plus 2 and plus 3 charge. All these elements will have a plus 2, plus 3, plus 4 charge. All these elements will have a plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. Same way, all these elements will have plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, plus 6. All these elements will have plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, and plus 6 and plus 7. All these elements will have plus 2 and plus 3, and these elements will have plus 2, plus 3, plus 4. These elements will have plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. These elements will have plus 1 or plus 2, and these elements will have a plus 2. Now, these group have plus 3 charge. This group has, carbon group has plus 4 and minus 4. Both possibilities are there. Nitrogen group has minus 3. Oxygen group have minus 2. Halogen group has a minus 1. Inert gases has 0 charges. So this is about your charges. Now you have to keep in the mind, there are certain elements which give more than charges. So like this, chlorine, bromine, iodine, they can give plus 1, plus 3, plus 5, plus 7 also, but only with oxygen. Okay. Same way nitrogen can give plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, plus 5, only with oxygen. So this you have to keep in the mind. Phosphorus can give plus 3 and plus 5. Sulfur can give plus 2, plus 4, plus 5. Oxygen is always minus 2, but with fluorine it can be plus 1 and plus 2. Same way, these are the other elements in the table. All these have plus 3 and plus 4. This one and this one both have plus 3 and plus 4 charges. So these are the charges you have to keep in your mind. This is most important. Although all will not be used here in your syllabus, some of them will be used. So, but I have told you all the charges right now, because suppose it question comes somewhere or you want to go for practice, so you can use these charges. Now, how the charges came and how they are used, that I am going to tell you. Now, friends, I have told you in the previous topic, what are the charges of each and every element in a periodic table. Now, how they are coming? So, we have an atom. Atom has shells. The first shell, second shell, third, fourth, and so on. So, we call them K, L, M, N shells. Now, the capacity to bear the electron of each shell is K can bear 2 electron, L can bear 8 electron, M can bear 80 electron, N can bear 32 electrons. Now, how the charge is depending on these electrons? So, let's take KLM shells, that is 2, 8, 18, 32. Now, we have a first element, that is hydrogen. So, hydrogen has 1 electron which comes in the first shell. So, now it want to complete 2 shell, because at one position, at this 1 electron, it is not stable. So, it will try to get the stability, either it should have a 0 or it should have a 2. So, it will donate 1 electron to get the stability to 0. So when it gives, it always becomes positive charge. So since it is giving 1 electron, so it is giving you 1 positive charge. Now suppose it takes 1 electron, so acceptor always get a minus charge. So it will take 1 electron, so it will get H1 negative. Now this electron can be represented with the element in the dot form. So hydrogen has 1 electron, and that is represented by this way. So this is the representation of charges as well as the dot form of the electron. Now same way we have a helium next element which has a 2 electron. So first shell will have a 2 electron, so it is a stable form. So neither it will give nor it will take. So helium will get a 0 charge, and 2 electrons are shown by this way. Now next we have a lithium. So lithium has 3 electrons. So first shell will accommodate 2 electrons, while the second shell will have 1 electron. So when it is a 1 electron, see, donation and acceptance take place always in the last shell. So its last shell has one electron, so definitely it will give one electron, so it will become lithium 1 positive and one electron will be represented like this. Now beryllium has four electrons, so first shell will have 2, second shell will have 2. So it will donate these 2 electrons, so beryllium will get a 2 positive charge and representation is with 2 electrons. Same way boron has a 5, first shell will have 2 electrons, second will have 3 electrons. So these 3 can be donated, so boron will get 3 positive represented by this way. Now this is a mid order. At mid order, carbon has 2 and 4. So at mid order, what happened? It can take as well as it can give. So it can take 4, it can give 4. So when it give 4, it is called carbon 4 positive. When it takes, it become carbon 4 negative. And 4 electrons are represented by this way. So just keep in the mind, when there is a 1, 2, 3 electrons, it always try to give. At 4 position, it may give, may take. But more than 5, more than 4, it will try to take. This is a general pattern. Although few exceptions are there with this, that we will tell you in later topic. So nitrogen is 7, so it is a 7 electron, 2 in first shell, 5 in second shell, so it can give these 5. So it can take this 5, it will try to take 3 electron to make the octet complete. So 5 minus 3 it takes, so become 8. So minus 3 charge is there, and this is your nitrogen simple structure. Now oxygen has 2, 6, so it will try to take 2. So this is minus 2 and this is your 6 electron of the oxygen. Same with fluorine is a 9. First shell will have 2, second has 7. So it will try to take 1. So it is minus 1 and 7 electrons are represented by this way. Neon has 10 electrons. So first shell will have 2, second will have 10. So it will neither give nor take. So it will be a 0 and 8 electrons are represented by this way. Now next member is a sodium. So sodium is 2, 8, 1. First shell will have 2, second have 10, 8, third have 1. So now last shell is this, so it will try to give 1. So and a 1 positive, again 1 electron. Same way Mg 2, 8, 2. So Mg 2 positive and it has 2 electrons in the last shell. So now keep in the mind, when element have single electron in the last shell, it will try to give plus 2, with 2 electron it will try to give, with 3 electron it will try to give. So they will get positive charge. So 1 electron, 1 positive, 2 electron, 2 positive, except helium. 3 electron, 3 positive, at 4 electron in this last shell of the element, so it will be 4 positive, 4 negative. When it has a 5 electron in the last shell, it will try to take 3, so it will be minus 3, then minus 2, then minus 1, depending on the requirement. And again, this element has a 0, means it can't give, it can't take. So this is the way. Now see, hydrogen, lithium and sodium, they all have 1, so that's why they are kept in a first group. So all first group has plus 1 charge because all first group element have 1 electron. So I have told in the periodic table, I have written all these members have plus 1 charge. So you can either see from the group, see the first group 1 positive, second group second positive, and so on. Otherwise you can find out the charge yourself. So this is the way how to find out the charge. Same way beryllium and magnesium, both are 2 electrons, so they are kept in the second group. So all member of the beryllium family will have plus 2 charges. Same way boron members will have plus 3, carbon member will have plus 4 or minus 4, oxygen member will have minus 2, fluorine, halogen member will have always minus 1 charge. So this is the way we have given. So generally in 10th class you are exposed to around 20 elements. But I have already told you the whole charges of periodic table. So even the question goes beyond your syllabus or you want to practice for more. So you can take any element with the charges. Now how to use these charges to form the reactions or to form the molecules. Now friends, whatever I have told you, out of which now we are going to use it. So first I am giving you few compounds, what they are called. So just keep in the mind, negative molecules, atoms, ion, whatever it is there, they are called anion. And positive, they are known as the cation. So as per the IUPAC rule, we have to always write first the cation, then we write the anion. This is a rule of International Union for Pure and Applied Chemistry. So IUPAC name has the rule, so we have to follow that. Now what these groups are there? Now suppose we have S2O3 minus 2 charge. This is called thiosulfate. BO2 minus 1 charge betaborate. HSO3 minus 1 charge bisulfite. SiO4 minus 4 silicate. Same way Si2O7 minus 6 pyrosilicate. H minus is a hydride. Cl minus 1 chloride. Br minus 1 bromide. F minus 1 fluoride. I minus 1 iodide. S minus 2 sulfide. N minus 3 is nitride. O minus 2 is oxide. Same way SO4 minus 2 is a sulfate. SO3 minus 2 is a sulfide. NO2 minus 1 is a nitrite. NO3 minus 1 is a nitrate. CO3 minus 2 is a carbonate. SCO3 minus is a bicarbonate. And OH minus 1 is called hydroxide. So now, these are the charges. So, cation is positive, anion is negative, cation is written first, anion is written later. So, I am taking few examples. So, by various permutation and combination, there are approximately 5.5 lakh compounds. So, you can name all the 5.5 lakh compounds. The concept is very small. Now, let's use all of this. Suppose I am putting sodium 1 plus. Sodium is a 1 plus with chlorine, which is 1 minus. See from that one. So, in nature, no charge can exist. Charge is a fourth state of matter which doesn't exist, and for the existence of that we need various methods. So, every system has to get neutralized, means that charge should be neutralized. So, all charge should be 0. So, how can you make one 0? So, this is one positive, you attach with the one negative, so this will, negative and positive will cancel each other, so they will become neutral. So, your compound can exist now, but in what form? Na1 positive, 1 Cl negative, compound will be NaCl, that is a eating salt, table salt. So, NaCl when it form will become neutral, it can exist. And its name will be cation written first and anion written later. So, cation is a sodium, anion is a chloride. So, name is a sodium chloride. Same way, this is minus 1, I am taking the example of minus 2. So, Na is a plus 1, SO4 is minus 2. So, you need one more Na to balance this charge. So, you take Na 2 time. So, this is Na 2 time SO4. See, whenever you have cation as a 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, so you don't have to write di, tri, tetra, penta, you don't have to write. But suppose anion is 2 time, then you have to write 2 times is a di, 3 times is a tri, 4 times is a tetra, 5 times is a penta, 6 times is a hexa, and 7 times is a hepta, octa, nona, and so on. So, cation is written only 1. But when anion is 2 time, write di, anion is 3 time, write tri, and tetra, and so on. So, let's take example. Here cation is plus 1, so you need one more cation. So, take it one more. So, it is sodium 2 Na2SO4. So, compound is sodium sulfate. Sulfate you have taken from there. So, sodium sulfate. Now, I am taking with another example, that is with minus 3 valency. So, here Na is a 1 positive and is a minus 3. So, you need 3 Na to neutralize it. So, your compound will be Na3N, which is known as sodium nitride. Now, I am taking example of cation with 2 positive valency. So, when cation is 2 positive valency, and here bromine is a minus 1. So, bromine is a minus 1, so you need one bromine also to balance it. So, your compound will be magnesium Br2, that is MgBr2. So, magnesium dibromide is the name of the compound which exists. Same way Mg, I am taking with the minus 1 valency. So, you need one more NO3. So, MgNO3 will be whole twice. So, when there is a molecule which contains more than one atom, so you always keep in the bracket. So, this is magnesium NO3 twice. So, name is magnesium dinitrate. Just keep in the mind because this is 2 time. Same way when magnesium 2 positive react with the SO4 2 negative, which is from there you can see. So, both are neutralized, so compound will be formed, that is MgSO4, name will be magnesium sulfate. So, this is the way you can proceed. Now, you can put Na with all, you can put Mg with all, you can put aluminum with all. You can take any positive valency and you can make various compounds. So, this is for your practice. So, whatever your syllabus has that, only find those cations, find those anions, make a separate list. I am telling you the overall concept. So, make a list and just try those questions. Now, here I am taking a cation with 3 valency. This is aluminium with 3 positive. This is chlorine. It's a single negative. So you need to satisfy this Al3 positive. You require 3 more chlorine. So ultimately chlorine will be 3. So AlCl3 compound will be possible. So name will be aluminium trichloride. Same way we have Al3 plus O2. So now see, this is Al, this is O2. So in such case what you do? Basically multiply this charge with this number, multiply this with this number. So your compound will be Al2O3. So this compound will go, this number will go with this aluminium, this number will go with the oxygen. So your compound will be Al2O3 and which adjust in nature. So this is one way. Second way, you write the number of positive charges together, write the number of negative charges to balance it. So suppose you take one aluminium 3 positive, you take another 3 positive. So the total charge is 6 plus 6. So you have to balance it by 3 oxygen atom which contain 2 each. So total charges are minus 6. So now at this condition it will be balanced. So it is Al2O3, same compound we are getting. So we have both the way. Either you do this way or that way, that is your choice. So you will get the same compound.